Alright, back to the fray. And we have a match versus a Heisenberg here. 73. I wonder if there's a significance to 73. Opponent is taking time. Again, these gameplay videos are at double speed, so I'm assuming that they're just looking at another screen here. This hand is got perfectly what we want. We got removal, endurance, and potential hate for a combo, so we'll keep it. They did roll to 6. Blue-white has me scared. This could have been blue-white control, so we just go for a setup and see what they bring out. So Cornucopia is another great hit, depending on what they're up against. And they flash in Rattle Chains, so we have Spirits. So we're down to 18 here. Right, odds are they probably have an erection, so let's drop a Joshua if we can. They let him go. Cornucopia and Clothis can go. Clothis can come back with a potential Phoenix Rebirth, but what we want is removal, removal, removal. This essentially is tribal deck management, so we need to make sure they can't do anything. Swing in for free, because we can't block on the ground anyway. So here comes the second Rattle Change. While they have nothing left, we're going to go with a Lightning Helix on the Spirited Phantom. And when it enters, we will then Tyrant Scorn.
Oh, he did.
Take out another one if we can. They do have a Spell Pierce, so that one does survive. So we are taking a bit of damage here. With that in mind, though, I think the best option here is just flip Joshua. A flying blocker in this matchup is great. Life gain, all these positives. I don't think they have a way to deal. Oh, they don't. They just immediately conceded. All right, so Arena having a tiz out. Oh yeah, there's a graphical glitch. So standard rules when we play against anything that is essentially a tribal deck, we bring in all of the removal and take out our slower pieces. We will take out Edgar here. Edgar is great in some tribal matchups, but up against Spirits, which are literally all up there in the sky, we can't do nothing with Edgar. And they probably have exile removal because they run the Skyclave Apparition, which is, funnily enough, a Spirit. There's a Mausoleum Wanderer, so it's hate for our non-creature spells. Or it's instants and sorceries, I never remember. Supreme Phantom, alright, the aggro is coming. So let's go with a Vanishing Verse, because either they sack the Mausoleum, which is great, which puts us down, but oh, Toshin is welcome, so they do have card draw now. Alright, let's get an Ancient Cornucopia down, because life gain against aggro deck, well not aggro, but tribal based decks is pretty solid. 4 mana, so if they have a Skyclave, it could come out here. I haven't seen green, so I don't believe they are Bant Spirits, but literally green is only there for the, well, he did pretty good work last time, so come on Joshua, get down there. Discard 2 lands because we're flooding pretty hard. Removal and removal. So let's shock in so we can hold up a Tyrant Scorn or a Fatal Push depending on what our opponent does. They have a Wandering Emperor, so let's kill their blocker while we can. Probably should have held off, let them target with the Emperor. They do go for the tick up to keep her alive against a Joshua. There's a Declaration in Stone. Interesting removal. Straight up exile, which is pretty solid. They are pumping their spirits. Right, they are tapped out, so it is time to go for the Bring to Light here. I think our best bet is to, with an Ancient Cornucopia on the board, go for the old Niv Mizzet. Gain 5 life, and right, board wipe, more dig, and more destroy. Pretty good. They probably could have another... Oh, there's a Mausoleum Wanderer to draw a card. Shocking in a land. Wandering Emperor is going to... I would plus on the Mausoleum, I think. No, they make another body. Interesting. Are they trying to force us to play our board wipe? Well, either way, we're going to attack in to force a block, or force them to... Okay, there goes the Mausoleum Wanderer. Let's do a safety test here with the Roaring Furnace. If this resolves, it can take out one of their creatures if they don't have protection. I'm going to try for the Spirit, and we're going to have to close the door here because the... Oh, Enduring Curiosity is coming down, so we'll ping down the Wandering Emperor if we can, and then we'll bounce back the old Enduring Curiosity. We do not want them drawing cards. if they are going to try and draw cards, we want them to tap out for it. So, like here, they could redeploy Enduring Curiosity, but it will cost them their entire turn. And if they have some kind of interaction they're concerning about keeping... Oh, they did draw another declaration to keep the Niv alive. So, we haven't seen a... Right, let's shock in. Time to go again for Niv, because we know what's in their hand and they don't have counter magic. So, another great example here. They could go for Mausoleum to make us tap out. They don't. Interesting. So we'll grab another Niv here. Go for the reload.
Reload!
I think they should have... Oh, we get a no-hit. Wow. Okay. Sure. Considering that we literally are all multicolored now. A 0 hit is so improbable. Like, I feel like they are just... I remember when this happened now. I remember feeling like it was like, okay, it's very clear you want them to win this match. Or win this particular game. Because, my God, did it feel like the thing as well which really annoyed me there was if you look at the 10 that we hit, we didn't hit a lot of like Niv stuff. We just hit like 8 lands in a row. So let's draw a card, see what we get. Oh, we got removal and another Brink to Light here. So best bet here, let's attack the Emperor again, see if we can force something. They go for Mausoleum block, so they lose that one. So we could, I think our best bet here is to probably Supreme Verdict, because either way the Enduring Curiosity is going to help them draw a lot of cards. So let's go for it.
Oh, he did.
So the board is clear. They could flash in the end step here. There's an Enduring Curiosity, but we will grab a Niv with this, bring it back to our hand. So they are going to get card draw here with 1 Enduring Curiosity. We're still on a healthy life total though. There's a Skyclave Apparition that we were worried about. Takes away our Cornucopia, so life total now could become a concern. There's a plus to make the Enduring Curiosity a 5/4. Right, play a land. Let's get another Niv down. Ooh, we'll turn the fan on. No more lies. Of course they had it. Draw a card. Find another land. And I concede at this point. I shouldn't have, but I was just too tilted. And they were going to just outdraw us. With the resolved Enduring Curiosity, in hindsight, it was probably unnecessary to do that. But I felt like, considering that we had nived into literally Oblivion 10 and they had just hit like perfect cards all the time, and we had not drawn our exile effect or any of our ways to kill or remove that Enduring Curiosity, they're at a point now where they were literally just going to go draw 4 cards every turn, have answers to what we were doing. So it's better that we go into another matchup here. Genuinely, I don't think we necessarily... Oh. I don't think we necessarily played bad, but... it's one of these ones where the shuffler... It comes down to the magic variance. We joke that it's the shuffler or the magic gods deciding that we're not meant to win that one, but yeah, we felt like we weren't meant to win that one. Right, we're going to keep an awkward 2-land hand here with a Tyrant Scorn to take out anything early and get into a Joshua if we can draw it. So let's shock in, get the room down.
Oh, he did.
We need to clear that so we can deploy our Tyrant Scorn without fear. There's a Supreme Phantom. We will Tyrant Scorn.
Oh, he did.
Get another land down. We really need white mana here for Josh. Like, no joke here. We are getting, well, another removal spell is never bad, but dang, did we need something here. There's a Spell Queller, so...
Oh, he did.
I should mix up the things, because in these matchups you just hear the Oh, he dead one so many times. Right, 4 mana here. They could go for, if they Skyclave, they didn't Skyclave, we did draw white, so what we're going to do is we're going to unlock this room. Controversial choice here, but what this means is when the room is unlocked, it is 7 mana. And since it's 7 mana, it's no longer Skyclave Apparitionable. So they're just going to Wandering Emperor here, Are they going to deploy anything else? Shock a land in. Activate a Mutavault, so we are taking 3 here down to 13. There could be a normal lies here, so let's play this Joshua. Oh, no interest, so we'll throw away a Joshua, get a right. We'll deploy this Valky. Controversial choice, but Valky is better here to Chan check. There it is, there was a Skyclave Apparition. So we'll take that out of their hands so they can't use that to remove Joshua. Then we can draw another card here. Vanishing Verse, the best removal spell in our deck. We should have seen that in the previous game based on... Nope, not going to go there. Just use fun. You always get tilted and you play a lot. So, best bet here is... Honestly, deploying their Spirit Phantom isn't that good. They could Odawara here, but it will take their entire turn. If they have drawn a Normalize or Counter spell, I don't know what they're up against. They should have held that land here. I feel that was a huge mistake. So they play the Supreme Phantom, plus on the Emperor to make this Samurai a 4/4, so we can't trade with it. Well, we could chump it, but we'll go down to 9. Now we know their only card is an Odawara, so let's shock in, go down to 7, and throw down our Niv here.
Reload.
If they want to bounce the Niv here, it's perfectly fine for us. We draw 4 spells here. We're going to go with a Vanishing Verse.
Bye.
Take out the Emperor, since we know their shields are down. And now, even if they Odawara, Joshua, Valky, or Niv, it doesn't really affect us. And we hit an Ancient Cornucopia off the room. And they concede to that, we turn the corner. They didn't respect the room. Alright, our opponent here, RE75. And this match, particularly this first game, will be my submission for... Come on guys, we've got to admit Bloomburrow was a mistake. Now, spoiler, this opponent is on mono red. So there's Kumano faces Kakasan. But look at our hand, we are loaded. So first things first, we're going to Abrupt Decay.
Oh, he did.
Take out the faces before it flips. We have removal, we have a life gain card, we have chump blockers. There's a Manifold Mouse that we can kill before it does. And we even drew a Lightning Helix.
Oh, he did.
So we're still at 20. Now our opponent then plays a Screening Nemesis. We have hard removal for, so we're not going to die to that. We shock in, so we've got all our colours. We've got an Ancient Cornucopia to keep gaining life. We go up to 17.
Oh, he did.
You know, this feels absolutely great. We've removed like 4 threats. But then here's the Manifold Mouse with an Offspring. And now even if we play our Edgar here, they could have double Monstrous Rage and kill us. And that's not a joke. Look, Manifold Mouse gives these double strike abilities. We go for the block. Here comes Monstrous Rage. Here comes Monstrous Rage number 2. So we've gained life, had removal, had counter, had life gain, and we still don't have enough to survive against this deck. Yeah, somebody in and look, even with this extra removal here, we'll go Vanishing Verse, take that out. And because it just permanently gives trample, because Monstrous Rage is effing stupid. So just watch this. We are going to have to go down to 3. Are we just dead? Like, we did not have a bad start in this game. We honestly had an insane thing. Our opponent then has more removal. Yeah. There's no words for this. This is my submission for this deck needs to be banned, or Bloomburrow just needs to be took out of the format. Like, I know everyone loves it. They're like, oh yeah, it's so good because they have cutesy mice and it felt magic-y, not Beyond the Universes, whatever. Yeah, drop the thing. If this set had been anything else that didn't have cutesy mice that made some people who read an old book get mad about it, you'd see that this set has been a problem. And honestly, I think the entire mice package has to go. Like Manifold Mouse, Emberheart Challenger, and Monstrous Rage, they need to go, like, from every format at this point. Genuinely, I am at the point where I would 100% support, like, a banning, but I don't know if they will. There's a Manifold Mouse, so let's buy it. And I will caveat with, we may have a better thing here because they don't have as perfect of a run. But look, if I'm honest as well, Screaming Nemesis is another card that I think needs to go, because the way you stabilize against these decks is you gain life.
Reload.
But the problem is, how can you, like, the fact that it's a permanent, you never can gain life again. The biggest thing, I think, Screen Nemesis is like the epitome of Magic cards, which are design mistakes because of one mistake. Scream Nemesis should have read, it deals damage to the player that controlled the source that dealt damage to it. You know, worded better than that. But it shouldn't be that the burn player now could literally, in response to me trying to do this, shock their own Screaming Nemesis to permanently lock me off life gain for the rest of the match. Like, it is a stupid design. Which is why I haven't used the Abrupt Decay yet. I had to wait. Fortunately, they didn't have it, and we stabilized there. Genuinely, though, I don't think they should have conceded. I 100% think that they could have 100% won that back. If they literally just went, shock the Screaming Nemesis to deal 2 damage so we can't ever gain life again, and then Monstrous Rage, Manifold, we'd just be dead. It is all man runs at the sun, but seriously, if nothing goes from this mono red package soon, Pioneer will collapse. And while Wizards won't support it competitively, I really hope they don't let it just sit back and die.
Oh, he did.
There's the Ember Heart Challenger gone, so here comes Manifold Mouse. Oh no, Urbrass Forge. Well, fortunately we have an Abrupt Decay to deal with that. Supreme's great here because we can use him as a, yeah, you can't kill this, except I forgot that Manifold Mouse exists with Double Strike and Monstrous Rage, so we'll probably just die either way. So first things first, let's kill one of these.
Oh, he did.
Play the land tapped. Fortunately here we see our opponent just deploying a ton of stuff, getting Valiant triggers so they get another Screaming Nemesis. There's a land of Screaming Nemesis, so now this Supreme Verdict is grabbing a, this spoiler.
Oh, he did.
We're grabbing a Supreme. Honestly, I think it wouldn't be as bad if Mono Red wasn't such a huge percentage of the meta. Like, I have took so much damage from Mono Red that I'm like, I'm just mentally damaged from how much I've had to play this deck. Right, they don't appear to have anything right now, so we're going to jumpstart here. We've got to take one off the Phoenix, off the Mangebane Lizard. But that doesn't really bother us too much. So let's grab Reborn. I was genuinely tempted there to grab X-Def purely to just gain life while we can before whatever BS they have that could take us out. Obviously we're still dead if they have the Lynx Cat that could do like 8 damage to us, but I feel that's a fair effect. Like, I think they were going for it here when they started sacking their lands. There's a Forge, but we have responses to that, so we'll block here with the Supreme that has Hexproof and Monocolored. So first things first, let's Vanishing Verse.
Bye.
I don't want the Vanishing, I don't want that Bane binging us. Then we can Helix to gain life back, go up to 9, and opponent concedes. So we won the match, but damn, I hate playing. Final match here, and after a beat down on Mono Red, it's time to play something else. So opponent goes green, so this could be Green Devotion, so I immediately want to kill this because I don't want to deal with that. And then let's see what else the opponent does. Bant. So I'm leaning towards this being a... I'm not sure, to be honest. At this point I wasn't sure. Then they drop an Overlord and I'm like, okay, this is Enigmatic Incarnation. So let's play Joshua while we can. Abrupt Decay is a bit awkward because none of their stuff is tiny. They could very easily just go into Enigmatic and grab like an 8-drop here and just dome us for dead. There's the Enigmatic, they sack the Overlord, they get the Leviathan, bounces our hand. We'll shock in, play Niv, see what we find off our Niv here. We find the 2 worst cards we need, so we'll just concede here. Now, that might look at that and people will think that was a bit unnecessary. This is one of our worst matchups. They are basically a mid-range tutor deck, and with the addition of the Overlords, it makes the deck incredibly awkward for us to fight against. So basically we just got to try and hate them out. Like, they are basically like us. They are a value deck that wants to drop certain things, but if they just get off here and go Basically, yeah, it is the printing of Overlords that has pushed this deck to a really good level. Right now, it is ironically kept in check by how quick the format is. So let's kill that. Keep them off their mana as much as we can. There's up the Beanstalk. Again, we've got to get rid of that.
Bye.
Keep that down. We don't want them having card draw. Probably going to drop... Oh, Summon Fenrir. Interesting new addition to their deck. Right, let's Maelstrom Pulse. Basically, we don't want them to have an enchantment on the field when they drop an Enigmatic, because their deck is designed to just drop into some insane scenarios. Oh, we get Ashiok. Right, so we're going to activate Ashiok here. Mill and exile their deck. Big thing I want to point out here. I don't think this opponent realized how static abilities on Planeswalkers work. So for those of you who don't know, Ashiok's static ability is your opponents can't search their libraries. So they drop another Elvish Mystic here, and I'm looking at the board state, and I think I'm going to mill again to disrupt them, because they're kind of like an old school chain combo. They want something to... So if we can take out the one-ofs in their deck, it's less threatening. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab Valky here, I think. We have a Niv in hand, and I think the better option is Valky, because it puts a bigger threat on the board for them. We grab their Summon Leviathan, which is great for us. So here's where things get crazy. Leyline Binding, they have two options here. They go Ashiok or Tybalt, and they take Tybalt. I'm thinking that's because they know they're going to sack the Leyline Binding. But I don't know if they thought that Ashiok's minus only triggered if he had been activated. Like, because watch, they go to the end step here. They sack their Overlord. Ashiok prevents them from searching. We play the Leviathan, bounce their board back. We're not going to activate Ashiok because the stopping them searching their library is the best thing we can do here. They play a Fassa, really good card. There's an Overlord, so draw 3 cards, discard 1. God, I love that they've now corrected Beanstalk's printing. Like, have you noticed in the recent Final Fantasy set, it's if you've spent mana, it's not if the mana costs something. Right, yeah, watch this. Again, they sack it and forget that we have the effect. We have Ashiok on the field. So, play a land, and we go in for 8 here. We find a Supreme, and there's a few things on graveyard that are pretty good. So we'll play Supreme, because we can hold up a Vanishing Verse if they play anything truly scary or try to exile stuff. Basically, my plan is I'm going to exile their Leyline Binding if they try to bind the Ashiok to give us a thing back. Yeah, Fenrir tries to search again, shuts it off. Ashiok is so good against that. And right now, they don't blink, they finally don't sacrifice, and they go impending. So what we're going to do is we're going to destroy the Mystic here, which was not necessary because I suddenly realize, oh wait, you know, we've got a flyer hidden under Valky, so we turn Valky into a flying and attack in for lethal to take him out. So that was a lot better there. We drew our hate pieces and we put up a good showing against a bad matchup. We run it back. But, well, we're on the play now, so let's hope we can do better. We have Removal, Dig, and Cosmic Rebirth, so we should be okay. They are going to get a turn... Okay, they just go straight into Beanstalk, because they don't have anything else. And another Elf. They're going to ramp really fast, so let's Vanishing Verse.
Bye.
Get rid of that Beanstalk. They have 5 mana, so they can cast a lot of this stuff in their deck already. So let's get Joshua down. Let's get rid of these 2 lands. Let's see what else we can draw. I forgot the sound. Supreme Verdict's not great in this scenario. They clearly have a Leyline Binding. Oh no, they have a Leviathan. Bounce Joshua. We're going to shock in here. We're going to just use the Verdict.
Oh, he did.
It's more card draw if they hit with that Leviathan, so we want to make sure they don't have that. Fenrir is going to find them a land. They're going to play another land. Play a card. We'll play another Joshua here. Discard 2 lands to draw 2 more cards, which aren't that bad. Right, Heaven's Ward. So they have a land here. They hard cast an Agent of Treachery. So let's see what they go for. They go for Joshua, so I'm actually going to use the second mode of Tyrant Scorn to keep Joshua safe. We are going to go down to 9 here, though. So play a land. We're going to hit Niv.
Reload.
We hit a bit awkward, but not too bad. Unfortunately, they do have the Leyline Binding, so we really needed to hit an Exile effect here to get Niv back. There's an Overlord. They're going to draw 2, discard 1. Right, we are in danger, so let's Joshua and see if we can loot away into something better. Again, we didn't hit, so we'll hold back. We are dead on the attack here, but we do have a chance to survive. Problem is we can't counter that because we need free mana for this Cosmic Rebirth. So they're going to Leyline Binding, take away our Joshua. They're going to attack in. Right, in response, let's Cosmic Rebirth and grab back the other Joshua. Discard 2 lands to draw a Supreme Verdict and another Joshua. We'll block here and go down to 3. They are going to Enigmatic Incarnation, sack the Leyline to get our Joshua back, find a Josh. We'll discard 2 cards again to dig, find more lands. Crazy, but we do have enough now to Supreme Verdict and Ashiok, so we can stave off. It depends what they hit with Atraxa here. Atraxa hits another Enigmatic and another thing, so let's go Supreme Verdict.
Oh, he did.
Ashiok, let's mill them and put a haste on their ability to do anything, but we need to draw some kind of action here to stay alive. Basically, we just need removal. Like, if we can hit one of our Vanishing Verses, because I think we've only hit 1 this game, we could be in a pretty good spot. So there's an Overlord. Enigmatic, they've learnt now that Ashiok shuts them down, so they're not going to do the sacrifice. Really was hoping they would. Alright, so this Helix might be enough to stay alive here. So, thinking about what we're going to do, we're going to have to play this tapped, bring Yorion into our hand. First of all, let's trigger down Ashiok. Let's play the Cornucopia, because it's life gain and we are pretty low. And not get screwed by the Auto Tapper, because the Auto Tapper was deciding that we didn't want to cast our Lightning, which we had in hand. Well, it was basically saying we didn't want to with the Cornucopia. We want the Cornucopia to stay untapped in case they have some kind of way to get rid of it. They attack with the Overlord here. We will Lightning Helix them, so we can gain 3, gain 5, and go down to 2. They deploy a Fassa, play an Enigmatic Incarnation, turning their Fassa on, playing a Llanowar Elf, blinking to get more value. Basically, we need a Vanishing Verse, but we draw an Edgar, and we've lost this game here because Fassa has the ability to tap down, so we can't even survive with a thing. They'll swing in for lethal. Unfortunate bad draws, but we did put up a good fight. Unfortunately, like I said, if we could have drawn 1 Vanishing Verse to take out this Leyline, it would have been way closer, but sadly, was not meant to be.